no, it works. Okay, cool. Hey, so welcome. This is the last thing, and then you can go home. Okay, so I tried to be very inspirational, and obviously I failed, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so welcome to this. You can see the font is slightly different, because this was done 2 weeks ago, obviously. Okay, yeah, so as I said, my name is Sarah, and I am a developer at a company called Code Sandbox. And one thing that I am is a complete idiot. I don't know if you've noticed this. But I've been told by people that I've met that basically me outside of the stage is just a tinier version of me. Sometimes the same size, because sometimes the stage there's actually not a stage. So I'm exactly the same person. And I want to talk a bit about imposter syndrome, because I think we all suffer from this, at least a bit. And I want to talk about the fact that we heard a lot of cool stuff in this conference, and we heard a lot of things that we may not use. We heard a lot of things, and we're like, maybe I should be using this. Maybe I think I should be using this. I think the true thing is that most of us don't use a lot of these technologies. Unless you've started, I mean, I do work at Code Sandbox, so it's a pretty new company. But most of us don't use these types of technologies. And sometimes we feel bad about not using them. We feel like we're stuck. We feel like we're stuck behind reality. The saddest thing is that that's reality. Most companies are not using the brand new shiny tools. It's not common. It's actually not common at all. And sometimes we feel bad because we don't know these things. So what I did was that during his past 20 minutes, while I was sitting there on the floor, I started thinking about things. No, there we go. And just talk about all the shit that I don't know. And just go through a list of all the random shit that I remember for the last 20 minutes that I don't know in terms of front-end programming. I don't know a single regex. I have no idea how regex works. Seriously, zero. I just copy and paste it still doesn't work, and I do a replace. That's it. That's how I work. And then I map all over these replaces. It just doesn't work. I don't know Rust. I wish I kind of knew Rust. And this is the slide for the closing talk. Rust. I don't know it. Including WebAssembly. Redux. I don't fucking understand Redux. Seriously, I don't understand it. I have tried my best, but there are too many files, and my brain cannot completely follow these files. I don't know, but I don't understand Redux. I never did, ever. I looked at Redux, I was like, fuck no, this is not happening. And this was before Sagas. No, imagine after Sagas. Sagas. I don't know how to do JavaScript animations. I did one, and I still have bad dreams about the goddamn cubes I had to build. They moved like this, and I can still see them in my head. It's like that year where I was really addicted to Tony Hawk's. Tony Hawk? Or Tony Hawk's? I don't know. The skating game. And every time I went to sleep, I could see him do slides. It wasn't fun. I don't know shit about Docker. Zero. I copy things off the internet of Docker. I don't know Docker. I think I've grown to this phase in my life where I'm getting old and cranky, and if I don't know something, I don't like it. I don't like Docker. Mostly because I don't know it. People are like, but there's so many good things. I'm like, I don't know it. I don't like it. I don't know how to debug things. I don't know. I just console.log things. But I become a master of console logging. So that's good. Did you know there are several types of consoles? You can also console.error. There's console.table for maps. It's beautiful. Who needs Chrome DevTools? Everyone. Please learn debugging. Don't become me. Just in general, don't become me. I don't know HTTP2. God damn it. I did it so good during his talk. I don't know how HTTP2 works. I have no idea. Zero. Seriously. I know there's a push method. I know it pushes things, but that's about it. I never done internationalization in my life, ever. I know this is a terrible thing to say, but they were like, we should do internationalization on the Code Sandbox website. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to find out I'm a fraud. All I know is that it's a gigantic JSON file. And they were like, maybe it's not JSON. I'm like, maybe it's not JSON. We're going to do it in YAML. I swear to God. So about 3 weeks ago, I wanted to deploy this CMS that was open source. So I put it on DigitalOcean and I tried to deploy it. And I did it after 3 hours with root access because I couldn't set up my own account. And still, I felt like a fucking magician. It was beautiful. I literally just know how to use Netlify now. And only if now does the auto deployment for you. It's I don't know things. I just don't. I've never used AWS. I just know it looks like jQuery UI. That's all I know. I don't really know performance that much. I know how to look at stats. I don't know how to look at flame graphs. I don't know what they mean. I don't understand Chrome DevTools. That's it. I said it. I deleted it, but then I said it again. Either way, fine. Oh, integration tests. Yeah. So the integration tests at several companies that I've been at keep failing, and then I'm like, someone should fix this. Not me, because I don't know how the fuck they work. Okay, I don't know how to love TypeScript. I'm sorry, I just don't. I'm sorry, man. This was before you started speaking. I don't like TypeScript. And this is not like, flow is better. No, I just don't like the thing, just the overall thing. It's not that TypeScript is bad, it's just the thing. If I wanted types, I would learn Rust. I don't know how to do my taxes. No, literally, I don't know how to do my taxes because they're all in German, and I don't know shit about German. Like, I have a guy that does my taxes. And I don't know how to do life, and that's okay. And you're like, wait, what? I don't know, I ran out of things because I was sitting on the floor. But the point is, I also have to look up animation thing on CSS every single time. I do know Flexbox. I memorized it. I do know grid, some of it. But I think the most amazing thing that I'm still proud of is that I memorized the Flexbox like syntax. I know what happens when you like do the things. And that's pretty cool. Okay, so my point is, conferences are for learning. You're not expected to know these things, and you're not expected to go to your workplaces tomorrow and just change everything to Redux. Please don't. For the love of God. TypeScript that shit. So I want to say that I learned a lot about animations, about accessibility, which is something that I think we all should learn a lot. And I want to say that all speakers learned a lot. That just because we are on a stage doesn't mean we know a lot. I don't know a lot of stuff. There's a lot of like basic. I never went to university. This has nothing to do with the fact that I'm from Portugal. I just didn't go. I'm not very smart. I failed math in high school. Yeah, that's a good example. I failed math in high school. Like, I never went to university, so there's a lot of basics that I don't know. And this is true for a lot of speakers. So I would encourage you to, for next year, maybe try and come speak, because there's something you're probably very passionate about, and there's something that you know that I don't know. I am incredibly sure there's something you know that I don't know. So the point is, don't feel bad if you're not going to use these things tomorrow. None of us are, and everything's okay, and all speakers are just normal human beings that are very awkward. Anyone who talked to me through this entire conference, like outside, found out that it was awkward as fuck. Thank you. Can we change to the new slides? Okay, so we're closing the conference, and first of all, I want to do a big thanks to New Relic. They were the biggest sponsor, and they were one of the people that made all of this possible. And I don't have access to the slides. Yes. And thank you all for coming. Thank you to Codegram for organizing this. And I wanted to call at least some of the organizers to the stage. I can see you wearing Codegram t-shirts. You don't get to just stare at me. That was your mistake. I'm stronger than I look. No, you're coming, Joseph. Oh, God damn it, I forgot the confetti. Joseph, go get the confetti. Joseph, go get the confetti. I don't know, man. I have no idea. Okay, now it's done, right? Now it's done. Okay, yeah. So I want to say that these were mostly all the people that organized this conference, which I think is kind of amazing. They all work at the same company. So I want to give a big round of applause to the organizers of this conference for being all, just in general, really good human beings, which is always a good thing. Like I said, just be nice. It's not that hard. Okay, also, I want to say that a big round of applause for the people who are doing the transcriptions. This person is actually in New York right now, so, which is very early there.
I have to go change the slide, actually.
Go do your thing. You guys can leave. It's okay. Thank you so much for coming. No, not making me look terrible. Thank you, man. So I wanted to say, like, a big round of applause for the person who's also doing the transcribing, as they've been doing an amazing job. Okay, yeah, so if you want to get together with some of us, like Joseph said yesterday, wear the socks, we'll find you. And there's a get-together at La Taberna del Port, so I think most of the organizers are not going to be there because they have to pack all the shit up. But if you all want to go, then that would be great, and you can say goodbye to this wonderful town and say goodbye to this conference. Thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure for me to be your MC, and I'm sure it was a pleasure for all of the organizers to host you all, and I hope to see you all next year. Have an amazing weekend. You can go. Good. Feel free to go.